Hey guys, Happy New Year's. Jamie and Christine here to talk with you about New Year's resolutions and goals.
Did you make a New Year's resolution this year?
I didn't. I was bad.
I didn't necessarily make a resolution, but I knew for myself I needed to get in a little bit more cardio, not just for like physical health, but it's a good stress reliever for myself.
Yeah.
And I could sense I was just needing that outlet.
Yeah.
So that's kind of on my, at least New Year's list. Yes.
Yeah. No, I have to sit down. I haven't had the chance to sit down and actually like make my resolution. I have some ideas in my head, but I haven't really made them concrete.
Well, you know what? Then this is a perfect opportunity to help our viewers here develop their New Year's resolutions, right? It's not too late. We'll just like work through you, go through the process. Here we go.
And so we're timing this one for, the first, second week of January, just because we know this is the time when many people start to not get motivated, and the motivation goes down at this time. And so they tend to start letting some of their goals go away because of many reasons: lack of time, feasibility, and just saying, do I really want it?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a statistic that you shared with me that 7% of people actually keep their goal through the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's really small percentage, right?
It is really small.
I think the gym parking lots show that as well.
Yeah. So in January, you can never find their
like
spot.
Packed.
Yeah. So at this point, if you did make a resolution, let us know what it is. Type it in the chat. And that's just one way to get it out there. Typing something or writing it down makes it stick longer. So we can be your help for that. Put it in the chat and let us know what your goal is at this point. Other ways we want to make sure that you're actually creating goals that you can achieve by the end of the year. We've talked about this before, but SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T goals. So what is SMART?
So SMART is one, the S, make it specific. The who, what, when, where, and why. Something that's actually tangible.
So I want to be more healthy is a really good goal. Right?
Right.
But it may not be as specific.
Right.
So I want to have healthier habits, which make me lose weight.
Okay.
More specific.
And even that, so what are those healthier habits? So a very specific would be, I'm going to incorporate 3 servings of vegetables a day. That is a specific goal.
Yeah.
And it's, you can measure it. Did I get my 3 servings of vegetables a day?
Yeah.
Is it achievable? What do I need to do to make that? Oh, I need to chop up my vegetables 1 day a week so they're already ready in the fridge.
Yep.
Or come up with meal plans, but there's ways to achieve it. But just saying I want to be healthier is a very broad.
And it's hard to know if you're going to achieve that or not.
Right, exactly.
And I like that achievable one because a lot of times you'll get somebody who says, and I'm going to pick on my husband. Sorry. Sorry.
If you're listening, just...
He watches all of these. Pick on him a little bit just because he'll say, I want to start working out an hour a day. And that's an amazing goal. But when you're doing 15 to 20 minutes every other day, if that's a really big jump to go to an hour a day.
Exactly. And so for that, as far as a workout goal goes, start with like 15 minutes and try to incorporate that into your daily routine. Set it as a actual meeting for yourself.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. And then that way, and then once you reach that 15 minutes and you're doing it consecutively for, a month or so, then build onto that. But setting a goal for an hour when you've started at nothing is one way that you're going to set yourself up for failure, and then you're just going to give up, and nobody wants that, right?
Yeah, and I love that idea of writing your workout down when you're going to do it, either on a written calendar or put it on an electronic calendar. Many of us live by electronic calendars right now. And so you'll get a reminder, I've got 10 minutes before my workout. I've got to go get changed and get it ready. And then it just helps the reminder, the motivation, and then keeping you accountable.
Right.
I like that.
Well, then the R is you're relevant. So is this something that's really going to benefit you or your family or something in your life? If it's not relevant to you, you're going to be less likely to actually
Yeah.
achieve it. You know, or so for example, for us here, like how would this goal help me to better manage my diabetes? You know, that's something that could be very relevant to, you know, many of us here. And then you mentioned, you know, the timely. How long will it take? When can I do it? We just talked about that with, you know,
Yeah.
doing the calendar.
And making sure everything is realistic in that timeline as
Right.
well. So a lot of people choose weight right now as a goal. And so can you lose 10 pounds in a week? No.
And nor should you.
No.
Right?
Ever. And so making that timeline both relevant, achievable, but also making it realistic.
Right. And some examples of goals, I know we talked about like, you know, increasing exercise 15 minutes a day, or I will increase my walking by 30 minutes, or the vegetables, or even something as simple as I'm going to start checking my blood sugars once or twice a day. You know, there's been research that shows that if you are seeing what your blood sugars are, if you have a continuous glucose monitor, you are more likely to want to keep those sugars in range versus if you just go,
Yeah.
I don't know what my sugars are.
And then you have no accountability to know how that food or that exercise is affecting you.
Exactly.
So the other things that I really liked that you already kind of touched on was like the vegetables. So you make a goal. Now it's not only, we made a SMART goal with adding the 3 servings of vegetables to your day, but what are you going to do to achieve it? You can't just say that. Oftentimes you have to plan for it.
Right.
So I liked how you then said, oh, what am I going to do to actually achieve it? I'm going to spend my Sunday afternoon prepping all the vegetables in little baggies so they're ready to go.
Right.
Or I'm going to set myself a calendar invitation on the days I want to work out. So it's taking those steps and actually planning
Exactly.
and not just saying, hey, I wish that I will be this by the end of the year.
And then also thinking about what obstacles you have. Like, for example, with the vegetables, you know, I have 2 younger kids, and so they might not always like the vegetables that I'm cooking and, you know, making different meals. So for me, what I'll do is I'll blend up vegetables and make it into a soup. So then, you know, even if I'm making something different or I'm trying to sneak things in for them, I know it's not going to be an obstacle for me, or I'm overcoming that obstacle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm always having different choices. My favorite is when my son changes up his favorite vegetable. Some days it's carrots, some days it's broccoli. I never know.
I don't like broccoli today. What?
Yesterday was
you
your
loved
favorite.
it.
Yeah.
I'm sure no one can deal or
Relate.
yeah,
right?
relate. There we go. If I can talk today.
Other things that will be helpful to have you stick with your resolutions is not having too many. There's many people that are going to say, I want to lose weight, I want to get more sleep, I want to do this, and all of these really good and healthy habits. But oftentimes you can only pick one of those at a time, especially if they're major things that you're trying to achieve. If it's something substantial like losing weight, I would say stick with one, because losing weight, you've got to probably look at what are you going to do to lose that weight? Are you going to do the diet, or are you going to improve exercise? And even that, I'd probably stick with one of those first, get that habit down, and then move to the second habit.
Exactly. I think weight loss is a huge one where people take on a lot of things at one time, and then it sets you up for failure because, once again, it's initiating lifestyle changes. It's not a fad diet. It's not a crazy workout routine. It's about adjusting your diet and everyday habits so that it's actually achievable long term.
Yeah. And it's small incremental changes. So small steps along the way that you can keep going with. And I think that is the key to make all of these changes happen.
Right, and you can start off with one, you know, New Year's resolution, but like we mentioned, once you get that established into your routine, then you can build onto that. So it doesn't mean that like, oh, I didn't talk about, you know, activity, I'm only doing, you know, nutrition. You know what, you are evolving, we're all evolving, right? And so you don't have to just pick one thing and that's your thing for the year. You know, once you got that into your routine, then build.
You build and you take on the next step. Yeah. Rome was not built in the day. We were not built in the day.
No, we were not.
So I think All of these are good, and the only other thing is don't get down on yourself. If you miss a day, if you have a day where life happens, that's what I call it, when I have a crazy day and I have to swing through a restaurant's drive-through, life happens. Don't give up on that. Check out the Fast Food Fridays to figure out what are the good ones to get at those different restaurants.
Or Monday, or Movement Monday. Come up
Yeah.
with some fun new activities that you enjoy doing.
And so just kind of don't let those small little hiccups get in the way of your long-term success.
You know, sometimes for me, I'll even have like little post-its around the house if I'm really trying to make change in like a positive way, and just little positive thoughts to myself, you know, in different areas, just so, you know, because sometimes you don't always have someone like saying, you can do it, you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's okay. I can tell myself I can do it by, you know,
Little things.
Little things.
Yeah, I like that. And I like, and I think check out some of our blogs, because we talk about that in there, where you can create a vision board that helps you with your motivation as well, so that you can stick with those New Year's resolutions.
Exactly. Well, we hope this was helpful. And if you need help with your New Year's resolutions in regards to diabetes, reach out. We are here to help anytime. And
we are excited to see what you guys all can achieve by the end of this year.
exactly.